here on Dragon Scales. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, we have the Blue Terran. Stream sniping, poor up a tree. It is Dolan. His opponent in the upper left-hand corner, in the red for Genesis Gaming, it's PiLiPiLi. They like the casting desk. I'm a big fan of my current casting setup. I've been really enjoying it. I was kind of worried I put like all this effort into it. I was like, what if I hate casting while standing? But it's been really nice, especially on the ESL days. Honestly, for pretty much everything, like KSL, after work, it's so much easier to just have the energy to cast when you're standing. I find when I'm sitting, it just makes me want to fall asleep like immediately. It's so hard to have energy when you're casting when you're sitting. But standing has been lovely. And I think it looks pretty cool too. But I feel like I've gotten a lot of compliments on it, so I'm really glad that it works for the audience as well as for the streamer. And yeah, my kitchen is right here for snacks, which is, it's just a bonus. It's the nice thing about living in a, 520 square foot studio is actually everything's just right next to me. You're never far away from anything in my apartment. It's literally impossible to be far away from anything in a 500 square foot apartment. Like at most 12 feet from something. Anyways, we got a little PVT here. Probe getting trapped in the base. This SCV might need to get a little repaired here. Gonna get bopped again. Oh, get out of there. Get out of there. Whew. Playing with fire here. That probe almost got the kill. Oh, Dolan going for the annoying strategy of building the bunker behind the base. Saw him do this earlier against Creature to great effect. Ended up getting like 6 probe kills with the 2 Reapers in here. PiLi hasn't spotted that bunker yet, but he's going to spot it now. Reaper will be able to get on in there. Delay some mining. Deny some mining time here. Very annoying strategy out of Dolan, who's going to drop a third CC. Drop the natural CC in his main base. No shield battery yet means these probes are in a little bit of trouble. I got to be a little careful here as that second Reaper shows up. First probe goes down. PiLi just buying time. I'd love to see these probes just mine in the main in the meantime. I feel like that's better than not mining with them at all. There you go. Shield battery comes up for PiLi. SCV going to try to get some repair on the backside. As these adepts don't do much damage to bunkers. There is a Void Ray on the way. PiLi going hard on the defense. I mean, a Void Ray does shut this down completely. A couple of probes go down. Super shield battery turned on. That is energy spent. I actually think this is very good for Dolan. And I feel like seeing this Void Ray is so nice. It's just going to completely end this bunker. I love the shade anticipation as well. Really nicely done. Doesn't get the second Reaper, but... Ooh, and actually the salvage as well. Dolan able to get that salvage. Gets another probe. What the hell? This should be against the law. Honestly, Dolan's Reaper micro in these situations has been so good. Getting 4 probes there, delaying a lot of mining time. 50 energy on an overcharge. A Void Ray, which is not really going to be that useful in the rest of this game. I think Dolan should be very happy with that. That being said, 4 probe kills. Dolan's still down 9 workers and is only going to be mining from this natural in about 12 seconds when this command center lands. Man, I know that like they're faster than Overlords and Queens off creep and stuff, but like it takes a while. It takes a while to get anywhere. The Banshee with Cloak follow-up here. It's a dangerous thing, right? Obviously that Void Ray is out, and if that Void Ray gets a good defense on against these Banshees, then the Banshee's going to be a huge investment that does nothing. It's really a gamble here for Dolan. On the other side of things, PiLiPiLi might be feeling so safe against something like Cloaked Banshees or drops or what have you. Hasn't scouted it at all. That he might kind of forget or discount the possibility of that coming in and might be able to lose a lot to it. But PiLiPiLi is going straight to carrier. And this is wild. Now the Banshees are moving around the right-hand side. They're going to be able to spot this fleet beacon. There's an Oracle here to tag. I feel like there was some sort of scout. Maybe it was a hallucinated Phoenix earlier or something. That did come in here, get a bit of a scout. Ooh, but the Oracle's moving off. The scan's actually going to spot all of the important facts here. PiLiPiLi pulls that carrier back, but it's too late. Banshee's also going to spot this base coming up. Oracle just tagging. That's got to be a good feeling here for Dolan as he comes in with the 2 Banshees, and there is just nothing that can do anything to stop this. Good recall on that Oracle. Banshee's going to split up so they can't both be tagged. This one, I think, going to take the fall here. Goes to the main, though. Gets another kill before it goes down. This one, not going to be able to do too much with the shield battery here. Does the Oracle have enough energy for a tag? Yeah, it does. It's got a ton of energy on it. Oh, Banshee goes back in. Gets one more kill before going down. 8 kills is pretty nice. I don't know if it's quite worth that investment, but I feel like scouting the fact that your opponent is going immediately to carriers is pretty worth it. God, this is insane. Okay, PiLiPiLi is crazy. I don't actually know what you do here as Dolan because I can safely say I have never seen this in a match above like master level. So the fact that 2 very high level GMs are going for this strat right now, like I don't know what Dolan does here. I feel like make lot of Marine is the right answer and seems to be the strategy. PiLiPiLi has nothing that deals with Marines right now. There's no splash damage here. And I think that's a... I don't want to say a mistake for PiLiPiLi because he doesn't have the money to be able to afford, like, Colossi. But man, 2 Colossi here and this army would feel invincible. Dolan picking up a couple of medevacs worth of units, but they do get tagged, so he's going to drop them out. I genuinely feel like Dolan could just fight this army right now. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little crazy. Marines kind of stomp interceptors, and until the carriers get to a huge, huge number, I feel like the ball of Marines just wins usually. Looks like he's going to try to catch this Oracle. Not going to be able to do it, though. Widow Mines are a little bit dangerous as well, because the interceptors can just fly right over the Marines. And if those Widow Mines go off dead center of the Marines, they will just friendly fire the hell out of them. In which case, I'm definitely going to need to see some Sal Mines in the chat. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if those Widow Mines do some friendly fire damage. Tags the Marines here to see at least part of the move out. Dolan getting quickly into Ghosts as well. No 3rd command center here for Dolan, and not bringing the tanks. This is this feels kind of bold. The Oracle going to get taken down here, but spots that the army is there. Scan goes down. There are 5 carriers out. 2 more close to popping, but they're so far away. I guess 1 more close to popping. Big stim in. Widow Mines coming out here. Whoa, no friendly fire. They just dominate those interceptors. There are 12 interceptors left. Super shield battery turns on, but there's no DPS here in PiLiPiLi's army. PiLiPiLi's going to back up with the carriers. If he can keep them alive, this game can continue. But it's going to be a while before he gets those interceptors back up. He's building 7 at a time, which means he has 7 carriers. He's going to lose the 3rd base. The tanks have shown up. The Widow Mines are getting reset. 17 probes go down. Dolan's starting a 3rd behind this. It's actually almost finished. And he's going to start pushing up this ramp. The Widow Mines not burrowing yet. 1 of these carriers is going to fall. There's a lot of interceptors here still trying to target down the Widow Mines. The Widow Mines will not go off, but the Marines are just killing these interceptors faster than they can come out, and GG gets called as Dolan pushes through to victory. It turns out this is really good information if you're in like diamond or platinum. If you're playing Terran and your opponent's just building straight to carriers, just a lot of Marines. Marines really good. Few Widow Mines, pull back so there's no friendly fire, and then just Dolan takes a very solid game. Number 1. I mean, weird game from PiLi. Weird game. I feel like that was a snap call. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like PiLi built that Void Ray and was like, screw it. Dropped a second Stargate, the Fleet Beacon, and just went for it. I don't know. Bit of a weird choice. Didn't end up working out for him. Dolan a little bit too strong to fall for that one. I got to do what Dolan does. Don't we all? Just play like Dolan. Oh, what's up, Promethean? Been a minute. It's good to see friendly faces in chat. I don't always stream as early as I started today, so it's kind of nice to see that like group of people that I only see during the day. Good to see your friendly faces out there. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Gresvan. Game 2 here. Up 1-0 in this final best of 3. It is Dolan. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner in the red for Genesis Gaming. It's PiLiPiLi. Wait, you're not friendly right now? Aw, man. I only want friendly people to watch. Or people who go to friendlies. Do we have any friendlies fans in the chat? Friendlies, the family restaurant from the Northeast United States. I love the hell out of Friendlies growing up. Huge fan. Honestly, still my jam. I wish so badly there were places like Friendlies out here. Ice cream sundaes are underrepresented on the West Coast of the United States. Ice cream in general. I feel like the West Coast doesn't actually understand ice cream. There's some exceptions. Tillamook makes really good ice cream. Their flavors are very nice, but like as far as a sundae goes or soft serve, dude, nobody knows what the hell soft serve ice cream is on the West Coast. Wild. I miss a good like sundae place. There's a few ice cream places around here and you can get like toppings, but the toppings are pretty garbage. There's just not a good selection. I can't. That probe got the kill. It's a badass probe. All right. I don't know. I've been very disappointed by the ice cream around here. Like, don't get me wrong. I love just a good, solid flavor of ice cream. There's a nice place in Capitol Hill in Seattle that does like crazy ass flavors. And they're really good, but man, sometimes I just want like a solid chocolate covered in all the toppings. It's just hard to find, you know? But I guess growing up with Friendlies, and this is going to be an even more local reference that I think maybe one person will get if Bagels is still in the chat. Stewart's with their ice cream sundae station. I mean, what a classic. There's a gas station chain in the area where I'm from. And yeah, they just had like a sundae station. You could just go. They had like all the hot fudge and caramel and whatever and sprinkles, and you could get ice cream with whipped cream. Oh, so good. Oh, Moss knows what I'm talking about. See, I like making references for like 1 to 2 people. That's my ideal audience. 1 to 2 people at a time. Ooh, PiLi trying to jump on top of this, but actually going to lose a Stalker for it. No, the shield battery saves that Stalker, and Dolan ends up losing quite a bit here before even getting into the main. We'll get the Scout on the Twilight Council, but that's not what he was looking for. He was trying to get some damage done. He's going to lose a lot for it. I think this Reaper might get out of here. That is about it. the sole survivor. Doesn't end up getting anything. No probes, no nothing. Just a little bit of scouting. And it's not even important scouting as 3 gates go down for PiLi. See, PiLi's the kind of player to make snap calls like this. I love it. I'm like almost positive PiLi was planning on just taking a 3rd. What the? 5 gateways going down? Oh, I guess he was on 1 gate. Okay, so this is going to be a 6-gate Blink Stalker from PiLi. 6-gate Blink Stalker. And Dolan doesn't have any idea about this. The scout was before that. He does see a couple more gates coming up, and this is going to let him know PiLi wants to get aggressive. No 3rd base and the gates. I don't think he knows just how aggressive just yet. Okay, now this is the important scout. So many gateways. So many gateways. More stalkers warping in. Dolan, I think, needs to build, like, just a bunch more bunkers up here. Get more tanks out. There's a 2nd bunker on the low ground. I really would love to see at least 1, maybe just straight up 2 bunkers here on the high ground as a tank comes out. Stalkers are pushing across. I imagine there's a prism. There it is. I imagined correctly. It looks like Dolan's going to play 2 tanks up on the high ground here. Double bunker, single tank on the low ground. Is there going to be enough DPS to push this away from PiLi, though? PiLi with 6 more Stalkers warping in. Grand total of 17 Blink Stalkers. There is a Raven, but it could just be the first target. Down it goes. No auto turrets at all. The tank falls, but that was a lot of Stalkers dying. This tank getting some good shots from the high ground. And oh my god, PiLi's going to dive on it, but another tank pops out. He barely gets it. Only 1 Stalker left alive. Some Stalkers are hitting on the low ground here, but they're just causing a little bit of a ruckus. All the Stalkers in the main go down. And Dolan, I mean, with that hold, I gotta feel like he is so far ahead here. That was such a huge loss. 15 Stalkers dying there for PiLi. But he does kill the tanks in the main, and that means there's absolutely nothing up here. No! 2-1 denied. Half a second left on that stim. I can't believe he gets it. Zealots warping in now as well, and it looked like PiLi was fully dead, but it turns out if you just all in after your all in doesn't quite work, you can just keep alling in. Alling in? Yeah, you just keep alling in. Gonna blink on top of the sieged up tank. The unsieged tank does pretty well against the Stalkers. Ooh, some hot pickup micro. Some hot pickup micro from Dolan. 5 hit points on this tank. It's going to siege back up. This observer is spotting that it's being healed right now. Blink forward to try to get it. He will get it. And now it's just the Marines. They do have a couple medevacs for support, though. The medevacs are getting targeted down, but the Zealots are all falling. 10 SCVs have died, but the worker count's still very, very close. Some more SCVs come off the line to fight. Stim again getting targeted down. SCVs coming to repair it. Marines trying to push out here and take this down. But that Blink Stalker control from PiLi might just be too good. It looked like Dolan had the hold, but I think I underestimated how strong PiLi's warp-ins were going to be. SCVs from the low ground coming up to help out. These medevacs are just not going to be all that useful right now. Healing is good, but I don't know if it's exactly the firepower that Dolan needs. Marauder pops out, but there's no stim on the way. These barracks aren't ready for production. And 35 SCVs fall. And it looks like we're going to a game 3 of our final series here. GG, PiLiPiLi. Pulling it back. Pulling it back with the 6-gate blink. Honestly crazy. What a move. I like that, though, because with that, you can warp in like a few Zealots to help support as well. And we saw those Zealots doing a very good job at just buffering the front line. The Marines needed to kill the Zealots before they could get to the Stalkers, and it just allowed the Stalkers to pick them apart and focus down tanks and medevacs and things like that while the Zealots were just tanking for forever. Ah, man, now I want a good ice cream sundae. I'm gonna have to, like, make my own one of these days. Occasionally I'll get, like, some ice cream sundae stuff, but usually it's pretty bare minimum. One of these days I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna get the whole gamut. And I'm gonna make the sundae I used to get from Friendly's. It's the Reese's Pieces sundae. Oh, that was the jam. That was it. It's the way to go. All right, speaking of the jam, we have our final game of the day. Game 3 of this series between PiLiPiLi and Dolan. Let's get into it. The final PVT. It's all tied up. We're going to Ancient Cistern. Speaking of people that used to go to Friendlies with me, my sister, who's, yeah, she is ancient. So it kind of tracks. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, Dolan. Taking game 1, but game 2, going to our Protoss player in the upper right-hand corner for Genesis Gaming. It's PiLiPiLi. Monster Mash was MVP. The Monster Mash was good. It was like a solid, you know, it was a very solid sundae. But I'm just, I don't know. For my money, the Reese's Pieces sundae was where it's at. I can respect the Monster Mash, though. You know what's funny is, like, now that Mr. Corn mentions banana. I don't know that tendies would be good instead of banana, but banana splits were like, those are like the classic sundae, aren't they? And yet, I swear, I don't see those here. I don't see those on the West Coast. I didn't see them in Hawaii. And I don't see them here in Seattle. Do people on the West Coast know what a banana split is? Is that like a thing on the West Coast? We have any West Coasters who can confirm or deny the existence of a banana split out here? Because that's like, to me, that's like the quintessential ice cream sundae. Is the banana split. And like, I don't really love bananas, and I'm not a huge fan of them in my ice cream, but like, I feel like you should know what it is. Yeah? It's more of an East Coast thing. That's crazy. I think ice cream in general is. Like ice cream, especially ice cream sundaes. Growing up, so I don't like cake, like regular ass cake. So I would always get ice cream cakes on my birthday. And you can find them out here. They're tough to find. I recently discovered that the grocery store I work at actually just started selling Carvel ice cream cakes. And I was so happy. Because now I can have ice cream cake on my birthday. And yeah, like those summer ice cream shops that do soft serve ice cream, they just like don't exist here. Nobody knows what that is. Like a lickety split or something of that nature. It's not a thing. I don't know, dude. Oh man, you know, there's some people in this chat that you just get it. Yes, the crunchies, of a Carvel ice cream cake, absolutely goated. Sliced bananas on cereal is very good. Very good. Especially on, like, bland cereal. I totally get why old people do that. It makes sense to me now. Maybe I'm just getting old. Nice probe pull here to stop these Reapers from doing too much damage, but it looks like a couple more probes might go down. It's just 2 probes. The Hellion dives into the natural, but shield batteries are pretty good. Even with all these probes clumped up, shield batteries still gonna hold on here. Dolan taking a base behind this, though. He's looking pretty standard. 3 racks. Quick to 3 racks, actually. No starport yet. Hellion wants to try to sneak in. I don't think it's going to get very far, though. Rest in pepperonis. It's a thought that counts, honey, right? Don't worry. Don't worry. I can get ice cream cake here now. I mean, it's probably good for me. I don't really eat baked goods that often. I do occasionally, but like cake is not really my jam. Pastries, there's some pastries that I really like, but most of them not a huge fan of, like donuts and stuff. Don't usually do it for me. So it's pretty easy for me to avoid a lot of that unhealthy food. But ice cream is like the biggest weakness in my life. That and candy. I do struggle with candy a bit. But not having access to like insanely delicious ice cream sundaes all the time is probably better for my health. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it though. You know what I mean? If there was like a good ice cream sundae place anywhere nearby me, the amount of times I would go there instead of eating dinner and just get like a big ice cream sundae for dinner, it'd probably happen like twice a week. And I think that would probably be very bad for me. Tillamook ice cream is very good. It is very good. And I hadn't had that until I moved up to the PNW. They have some very solid flavors. Also, no matter where you go, there's pretty much guaranteed to be like a decent gelato spot. Gelato's pretty popular, and I mean, it's really hard to mess up gelato. So, big shout out to gelato. Now, PiLiPiLi seems to be going super, super heavy charge lot right now. No gases on the natural or the third base. And 2 more gateways on the way, but already, 6 of them up. So there's going to be 8 gates here. A lot of production, but Dolan going to be able to hit before that production really kicks in. And it's just going to be a handful of units here for PiLiPiLi. As Dolan gets to this third base with 3 siege tanks. But PiLiPiLi is right here. There is a shield battery. He's going to turn on the overcharge. Try to start this fight off well, but the tanks are sieged up. And the bunkers are going down. This will buy time for PiLiPiLi to start getting some of those warp-ins going, though. Is he going to try to save this third? There you go, Guardian Shield. He's going to try to dive in on top of this. Stim is done, though, so these units going to back up to the tanks. The bunker's not ready yet, and the Immortals and Stalkers just pump through those siege tanks. The Zealots dealing with the bio in the meantime. PiLiPiLi thwarts Dolan's plans and suddenly is up army supply with a ton of gates to support. The third base is still alive. Most of the probes are still alive. Oh, he's even going to clean up a couple of these units on the retreat. It looks like Dolan going to have to run back home and get his production going. He's got a decent amount of stuff coming out, but I don't know. It's feeling a little dicey right now for our Terran player. I think PiLiPiLi's in a very good position. Another Immortal on the way out. I'm surprised PiLiPiLi isn't just pushing across the map right now. I feel like this would be the chance. Dolan's trying to take a third CC. It's a little over halfway done in the main base right now. But go ahead and go for some drops here. Maybe? Drops? Hallucinated Phoenix gonna scout. No third base just yet. A lot of units still in the natural. I don't know. PiLiPiLi's in a very good spot. Might need to get some more tech up, though. Oh, there's that prison. Okay. Who needs tech when you have a bunch of gates, a bunch of Zellies, and you're going to push across the map? +1 armor starts up. Dolan does have +1 attack already, so that is an advantage for the Terran. Oh, yeah, this warping going to be very good here. A couple of units drop out to save the medevacs, but those guys got to boost out of there. Dolan going to take that third base now. Honestly, keeping up very nice in the worker count. PiLiPiLi's worker count is not that high because the gases weren't taken in the natural or the third, but as I say that, they are taken now. PiLiPiLi should be able to jump up to that nice 3-base economy, full 3-base economy, and get some more tech behind this. Looks like it's the Templar Archives. does want to push out and put some pressure on. There's a lot of Widow Mines, though. Dolan has correctly surmised that PiLi wants to build a lot of Zealots. The Immortals here, too, though, are kind of crazy. 4 Immortals, double Guardian Shield right now to really help these units out. See if these Widow Mines get some good connections. Just killing a couple of Zealots so far. But the Prism in the main base, it got through whatever defenses were here. It is low on hit points, but that's a huge warp in. A couple Widow Mines going to help out, but these units dropping in the main means the third base is completely exposed. Oh, and it looks like there's detection, so those Widow Mines get cleaned up. The third base is in a lot of trouble right now. It's going to get lifted and pulled away, but it might go down. The Stalkers. Oh, man, the Stalker's going to take it out. And Dolan finally cleaning up the main base, but losing that third. And behind this, PiLi's going to go ahead and take a fourth base. PiLi is up 30 army supply. And this is looking very, very good for our Protoss player here, who's also getting into Storm and Archons. There are some Ghosts out, so Storm and Archons maybe not going to be the best tech follow-up. But even so, I feel like PiLi's just too far ahead. Oh my god, there was a Zealot in the corner too. Damn. Nobody puts Baby in the corner, but PiLi puts Zealot in the corner. He's going to get a few kills here. A lot of lost mining time. Dolan's going to pull a bunch of the boys and go for a push. Stalker's just trying to poke and pick off a few units as they move across the map. Let's see if there can be a good storm. Could be some nice EMPs as well. That's a good storm to start things off. Gets a few kills. Oh man, gets like 3 or 4 kills there. That storm is huge as well. And Dolan's just been delayed so much. 40 army supply lead here for PiLiPiLi. EMP goes down, but there's so much more storm behind that. There's so many units here. I think PiLi's just going to have too much. Dolan's going to go for it. This is his last stand and the last game of this group. But PiLi is just going to crush this army, I think. Another nice storm goes down. Even if all these guys have to morph into Archons, GG gets called. Dolan has nothing left. And PiLiPiLi wins the final game and wins the group. Gets out in first place of Group D. It looks like it was actually Group P. I thought it was Group D for Dolan. But it was Group P for PiLi.